Hey everyone, it is High here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We are on Global, and we're doing a full breakdown with team builds for the EZA Strength Gogeta. Yes, the King returns, and he has returned early for Global. Now, I was surprised that the EZA Gogeta was announced, skipping over EZA Vegeta, EZA Beerus, Janemba, etc. All those other units that came before him on JP. But hey, I'm okay with that because now you can bring the King back home to Global. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for info and images provided. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at the King and what makes Strength Gogeta the King. Well, let's go back to 2016 and the 1-year anniversary. If you did not have Strength Gogeta, you might as well start the game over because he was the best unit in the game. His friends, your friends list was just riddled with Strength Gogeta, Strength Gogeta, Strength Gogeta. It was really funny, and you know, he's still fairly relevant today. You can still use him on an on a Fusion's team, even in Movie Heroes if you don't have Int Gogeta. But you know, as time went on, his relevancy, you know, especially his leader skill, just faded away. But now with his EZA, we're gonna put that crown back on his head. And let's go ahead and break down his stats. So his leader skill goes from all types key +3 attack +3000 to all types key +3 HP attack and defense 77%. So the OG 3000 leads, they increased to 70%, but Gogeta here increased by a little 7%. That makes him just a little bit more unique at 77%. Which isn't all too relevant today because of category leads and the category meta. You know, you have leader skills with 150 and 170%. So, but 77% is still usable at this point in time. So his super attack really doesn't change too much. It still causes immense damage to an enemy, but adds on to a lowers attack and defense. His passive skill is the biggest change. His flat attack stat increase of 7,000 with, of course, the Gogeta passive skill of attacks effective against all types, increased to attack and defense 77%, plus an additional 7% per rainbow sphere obtained. Now, the max amount of rainbow spheres that you can obtain is 5, making it 35% additional increase. Thus, 112% is Strength Gogeta's max. However, usually you can only get 4 because 5, it's just very difficult to do. It is possible, but it's just how the orbs are laid out. So you're probably going to be getting 105% buff most of the time. So you might go 105%. That's not that great. Well, we'll talk about his attack stat in a second, and you'll wonder, okay, well that makes it really good. So and of course, if he keeps his attacks effective against all types, of course you got to keep that for Gogeta. So his link skills are fantastic, one of the best. Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Over in a Flash, Fuse Fighter, and Fierce Battle. It fits perfectly in those two categories of Fusion and Movie Heroes. Wish they would add a few more categories to Strength Gogeta there so you can run him on other teams, but he's going to be OP enough. His 12 key multiplier is 150%, one of the best, one of the tops. 160 is really the best in TUR. So he's right up there. Now those stats that you see there, no, they are not his EZA increased stats. Those are his normal stats. And at max potential, it's 17,000, 17,010. And you go, wait a minute, that's pretty high. Yes, that's already pretty high. But with the EZA, it even gets better. It goes to 20,000, 20,000, a little bit of increase in defense. So yes, where does this land when it comes to stats, especially his attack stat? So let's take a look. This is the top 20 attack stat, max potential attack stat units in Global right now. As you can see, they're all LRs. And Gogeta actually falls in between LR Goku and LR Beerus. Yes, he has a higher attack stat, max potential attack stat than a summonable LR. Actually, here, 2 summonable LRs. Which is incredible. He's number 15 on the list. Now, on JP, I think he drops down to about 19. But, man, that's just incredible. At TUR, all the way up here in the attack set. So that's why that 105%, even though it's a little bit lower than normal, like a 120 or something of that nature, 105 is just going to do fine. So he is going to be one of the hardest hitting units in the game. All right, now we talked about the king here, we talked about his stats. Let's talk about the Extreme Z battle that you're going to have to face to get him his crown back. And it's not overly difficult if you have the right units. Of course, that's any Extreme Z battle. So let's look at his weaknesses. His weaknesses are he's super strength, of course, and that's normally weak against extreme AGL, but he does have an additional weakness in the movie bosses category. So that's important if you are trying to figure out what teams to build. I'm going to hopefully help you with the rest of this video here. Now, one thing that you do want to make sure that you understand, that at level 20 plus, he's going to have a damage mitigation of 80% versus tech, strength, physical, and super. So really what you want to focus on are AGL units and int units, and then of course extreme units. And if you have to use a super, tech, strength, or physical, that just means that is your last resort. You have no other choice. You're free to play, something of that nature. And I'll show you a couple of units that you'll be able to put on the teams to maybe just hold it out for the time being. So let's go ahead and look at, in my opinion, the easiest one that you can use, and that's using the MVP of this EZA, and that is the AGL Turles. Now, the AGL Turles is the movie boss category. He has Ki plus 3 HP and attack and fits 150%, and a secondary leader skill in extreme class Ki plus 3 50%, which will be useful when you use him as a friend if you don't have Turles. But like I said, he's MVP here. He also transforms, and he can actually hit pretty hard against Gogeta when he does transform. But the main rotations you can see here will be using the Great Ape Turles. If you did pull the new Extreme Z Awakening for Broly, the AGL Broly, he's awesome on this team. Then you got some floaters here I put in, and really there's a limited amount of extreme class AGL movie bosses units. So we did just put the AGL Bojack on there, the World Tournament Cooler, Final Form Cooler, and then the damage mitigator of Golden Frieza, the AGL one there as well. So I think this team will take you all the way to 30 no problem, and then beyond, all the way as far as you can get. I think this team can run really, really well. Now let's say you don't have Turles. Let's say you're one of the unlucky ones that do not have AGL Turles. Well, you can run Super 17 if you have Super 17. Pretty much the same team, but you're going to have Super 17 there with a Turles friend. Now, his leader skill is only 120% across the board, but AGL Turles will be able to buff him even though he's not a movie bosses category at 50%. So he is going to be a little bit weak there. He's not going to hit very hard. He's going to be more of a tanker than a hitter. But those are going to be your main rotations and your floaters down there as well. So I think this team works fairly well and will take you pretty far. Now, will it take you like all the way to the max stages? Probably not. I think you need 2 Turleses to actually do that. So let's say for some odd reason you don't have any movie characters at all, no movie bosses. Strangely enough, if that happens, this can be a team that you can run. You're going to run a Super 17 team, a full Extreme AGL Mono team here. I added like Majin Vegeta, Rose, things like that. But basically, you can run any Extreme Extreme AGL unit on this team. I just think this kind of works. You do kind of have some defensive issues with Majin Vegeta and Rose. They don't have any damage mitigation at all, but or damaging increase or defensive increase at all, but you have your Super 17 to help with that, and then you can run 2 different support units, either the Metal Rildo or the Thouser, either one. So I think this team works really well. Can get you to 30, probably not too much further after that, maybe to 40, 45 or something of that nature. So let's now maybe go away from Extreme AGL Mono and just run a movie bosses team. And this is assuming that you have, of course, Physical Broly, which is the better movie bosses category leader, however, not better on this situation. And let's say you don't have the Turles, right? If you have the Turles, you just run the AGL Turles team. But If you don't have the Turles, you're going to run the full power Broly with a Turles friend, and then try to fill this team out with AGL units as most as possible. In this case scenario, I did put the LR Bojack on this team, which is very good. He can do damage, or he can tank for you. But you do have some ults that you can run for this Movie Bosses team. So you have the World Tournament Cooler, and then the int units with Metal Cooler, the support unit, and the Battlefield one, and then Janemba as a defensive unit there. So this team can get you far, but man, that full power Broly is a liability. That's why he's a floater. That's why he's in that last spot there. Try to not get him hit, you know, anytime. If you get supered, you're probably done. You're gonna start over there. So, but he is a great unit. He provides additional 20% to attack, better than the Turles. But like I said, Turles is MVP, but this is a definitely usable team. So let's talk about free to play, because you know a lot of you guys might not have these OP units. What free to play options can you run? Well, this is the team that you're gonna have to run here. Now, these are all free to play units, but you're gonna probably have to sneak in a couple of units that are pay to play, or units that you have pulled, because this is going to be very difficult with this team here, because all these units are free to play. Starting with the Super Saiyan Broly, the one that you can farm right now and get from the movie movies, the movie celebration, and that's the Super Saiyan Broly with his counterpart, with his unawakened base form Broly. And remember, those are int units, so Broly Gogeta is not going to get damage mitigation against int. Main rotation, the other main rotation is going to be helpful with, of course, MVP AGL Turles as your friend. With a cooler, you can also run the World Tournament Cooler as well. Actually, I should have probably swapped those two around. The World Tournament's better than that other AGL Cooler. I don't know why I kept the other one as a floater. But the two that is, I'm going to change that right now because that's bothering me. So, live editing, there you go. The two that's going to be rough is the physical Golden Frieza. Now, Golden Frieza, he does have some damage mitigation, so he won't get wrecked too bad, but it's gonna hit. He's gonna hit pretty hard there. And then you're gonna have Bio Broly. Those two units that you can see here, and of course you can also run the Lord Slug. They're not gonna do much. They're just there to fill out a team, and they are movie bosses. But if you do have like AGL Bojack or some other unit, the other Golden Frieza, use those units there, and they'll take you at least possibly to level 30. That's gonna be very, very difficult. Finally, you might go, well, what about just extreme AGL free to play? It's very limited, because the AGL unit that you can run is actually Great Saiyaman for the free to play 70% lead. And yeah, this one doesn't really work very well. You can see the units that you can run. This is a mishmash of various different units. Majin Vegeta is going to be your friend. He does not link well with LR androids. It's a mess. But can this take you close to 30? Possibly, maybe like 25, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, thumbs down. But in a sense usable if you just have no other choice. So, but really with that, it's all about the the movie bosses, mono AGL team here. This team will take you the furthest, and I think will be the easiest way to beat Gogeta and bring that crown back. So yeah, I can't wait to get this guy on global. He's just gonna be a monster. And hopefully you guys, this video here helps you get the crown for EZA Gogeta, and have you enjoy him from here on out. So with that, if you guys are new to my channel and you like the content, you like what you see, please give me a like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. And so thank you guys for watching, and keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time.